Alright guys, it's time to head out in my backyard today. Yesterday we did front yard garden tour for May, first official video of the whole year. That was an intentional garden tour. Today we're going out back and there's lots to see. Lots of projects still not done, but that's okay. I have to focus on the front yard this week because my HOA is coming and there's a lot of weeds out there. I'm not allowed to have any weeds, so. Okay, so if you just look through my window, you can see my celery is getting crazy. We'll see it better when we get out there, but I haven't planted celery in like 2 years. It just keeps flowering and seeding itself, so it's very low maintenance. That's what I like, low maintenance plants. And there's a lot of those in the backyard, so let's go have a peek. We're gonna have to talk about this in another video. But this bed is getting converted soon. Here is that celery. This is one plant. This will probably produce thousands of seeds. It's quite lovely. And strawberries here. Same variety as the container we just looked at. We really don't need to go down in the camellia bed today, but I was working last week in that bed, and we will talk about that in a future video. But lots of shade type plants, and there is a new camellia that got potted up that will be the focus of that video, and we'll get a much closer look at everything in that bed when we look at that video. That should be coming out in a week or so. But you can see the steel bee is blooming. That is a favorite for shade. Yeah, so we're gonna skip that bed for now, and various things going on up here, but I love loving polka dot plant this year. It might be a new favorite for me. I love that it is non-toxic for Tonto. And my dwarf pomegranate has moved outside for the summer, and he got potted up. Those camellia cuttings, need to do something with them. And my dragon fruit came outside for summer too. He's been out for about a week, I think. The sedums that were blooming a while back have stopped blooming, but they're going to put out a lot of seeds. And like I said, we're going to talk about this in a future video. This is not working out. We've got a lot of tomatoes over in this area. We will take a closer look at those, but oh my goodness, the hydrangea, I love it. I'm in love. Well, we're going to come back to this in a minute, but we'll just take a peek. I've had him for probably 10 years. We'll just say 10-ish years. I wish I remembered the name of this cute little plant. It's an annual. It's my first year to have it, and it's so cute. And I had this Rachel Ray kitchen bowl, and it got a crack, so I repurposed it into a planter, and I think he's very happy there. So lots of tomatoes and peppers in this container area. We will get a closer look at each variety when I do my tomato and pepper video. But I'll focus on the non-pepper things, non-tomato things. So we got some blue spice basil. We've got our snapdragon vine starting to climb. There's two, one on each side. They will climb up that trellis with that tomato. Pineapple sage that I successfully overwintered this year, which was awesome. And I'm growing it in part sun, so the leaves get really big, and so you have a bigger harvest. What else do we got over here? Some sage that is getting blocked from the sun because of this sage. This is pineapple sage. That is just golden sage, maybe purple sage. I'd have to look that up. Lots of carrots down in this bed with my silvery fir tomato that looks like a carrot. That's Mountain Princess. A few things still going on over here. These are the plants that are in my hospital section, and these have all recovered and are worth keeping. See, some are quite small, but if I need a replacement plant, if something happens, say a deer eats one of my tomatoes, I've got a few replacements here. I still haven't pruned this rose. That's on the to-do list. This is a red twig dogwood cutting that I'm keeping for future moving to a new house, possibly. Some Thai, is this Thai basil? No. That's licorice basil that I'm growing this year. So I'm not going to do a super in-depth tour of the deck because usually I do a separate green stock / deck container tour, and I will do that probably in a week or two. but things are changing so quickly. So we'll just do an overview today. Here is a shade section where I've got a lot of shade accepting plants like geranium, perennial geranium or cranesbill, different ferns, Persian shield. Look at that color. Now that guy, he looked rough for about a week. No, probably more like 2-3 weeks. He was so root bound. He was a house plant. I brought him out. I cut at least a third of the root ball. He went into shock, but now he's happy. Lamb's ear will tolerate some shade, but it won't flower. And honestly, I don't like the flowers. This gorgeous new Corabelle that I got on clearance, I potted him up probably 3-4 weeks ago. I'm in love with the pink flower. Normally, I don't have this color on my Corabelles, so I love it. Love it. They're more like this color, or sometimes red. I think I have one that has red spikes. My Astilbe is blooming over here as well. It's so soft and fluffy. I just love it. Isn't that gorgeous? That is just like so beautiful. So beautiful. The columbine have stopped blooming. I had 2 varieties in here. This one that just bloomed was a yellow, and it was super tall. It must be the giant seed. I remember making some pots of giant columbine seeds a few years ago, and then just planting them throughout the backyard and relocating them. So he got relocated here, I think last year. I must have brought 2 baby seedlings over, and one was the short blue one, blue purple. This was a tall yellow. And then of course my fern. So there was a video I made a month or so ago where I pruned that fern aggressively, but look at it now. He is so super happy and living his best life. A little bit of thyme back there in the corner. Then we got big boy tomatoes. We'll talk about those in the tomato pepper video. Some more of that blue spice basil back in there. Need to prune it. And then in these deck containers, which I really like, I'm growing 2 different varieties of pepper and then Tiny Tim. Here's one of my overwintered peppers. Doing great. I think it might be Gypsy. I'm not sure. My clearance fig that I saved from the clearance rack about 2-3 months ago. And then this is my big fig that I've had for 3 or 4 years. And look at him. He is the funniest looking fig you've ever seen in your life. He just looks weird. I think what I need to do, honestly, is maybe chop his head off this fall. But I do see some figs starting. I don't know if you can see it up there in the little armpit area or the bend. I don't know. Am I zooming in at the right spot? So if I get some figs this year, this would be my first year, and I would be so super excited. Various things in here, but they've been getting so hot in the sun. I really have been forgetting to water them, and you can tell. We've had a lot of rain too, but the rain's not getting in here. I think that's why I keep forgetting, because it's been raining, and then I don't remember to come water these poor guys. This is so dry. I should feel so guilty. I do. I feel guilty. I'm going to water them today. Okay. My daughter got me this rose. It was beautiful. But the second flush of blooms, they didn't open. They just did this. So I'm not happy with it. The tag is still on it. I thought about even taking it back. But it was pretty when it first came to my house. It was a beautiful, I'll put a picture. It was a beautiful, 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 beautiful flower, and it smelled so good. What is the name of this? Let me look. But they just did this, the second flush. Maybe too much rain. What is the name of this guy? Oh, Top Cream. All right, we'll come over here in just a second after we finish up the deck. So, mostly strawberries, Tiny Tims there on top, eggplant, some other type of tomato on the bottom. This is just me doing crazy experiments. These are viola cuttings that I stuck down in this moist soil. Like I said, we've had a lot of rain. And then I pruned my non-bark a couple days ago, and then I stuck those cuttings down in here, because I would love to have a bunch of non-barks. This green stalk, it also has some tomatoes. I think those are new big dwarf on the bottom, I think. And we got some beets growing. We got some potapinos here on top, and somebody's been eating on them. I think I have an earwig problem. Had an earwig problem last year in my green stalks. I really need to do something about it. They're just vicious. But I feel so bad killing things. Really, really do. Ice plant from last year hanging on, but he really could use some help. This was an indoor miniature rose I moved outside. My beautiful bluegill rose, you can see I hard pruned it. I cut almost all of it off. Let me spin it around for you. Trying to get this to grow upright because you don't want them touching. But it does have some new healthy growth. And I'm doing an experiment here with having a tomato in that pot, because from some research I've been doing long ago, they would make a rose spray out of tomato leaves that they turned into like a spray. So I'm hoping this is a good fix, because this rose had some black spot, and that was why I had to aggressively prune it. Baby cake blackberry here. Some lavender that's going to need to get cut down, cut back real soon. It was so pretty though. And this is Seascape strawberry. I only have one. There's a whole story behind that, but honestly, the fruits I've been getting off of it have not been that tasty. And they rotted on the plant here so easily and got like soft spots. I'm not sure if that's a good variety for my zone. That might only go up to zone 7. I need to research that. We're like a zone 7B, almost 8. So that may not be a good choice for me. All right, let's go look at that hydrangea a little closer. But I see a bluebird over there in the camellia area on the bird feeder. I don't know if you can see it. The sun's right in my eyes right now, so I can't see the screen. Okay. So here we go. This is my view coming off of the lower deck. This bed I worked on for the last 2 years. It was a small little circle area where I just had 3 blueberry bushes that were much smaller. And then over the last 2 years, it has expanded. First, it expanded that way with strawberries. And then it started expanding more this way. And then last fall, I just made it super big. And then when my cat Jeffrey passed this spring, I kind of expanded it more that way so he could have his own memorial section. And you can see the freesia flowers are starting to bloom over there. We'll go take a closer look in a second. And then lots of vegetable stuff more this way. So let's go to the left first. I had some stalk in here. It was really pretty purple. It is done. So I think we need to cut these all the way back. And I've got some sweet alyssum there in the center. That was a volunteer that I just found in the yard. This was the color of the stalk. But what I will do, I don't really need to save the seeds. I'll just cut these down quite a bit. There is some alpine strawberries in this container too. These strawberries, I think are, what are they? Navajo? No. Sequoia. Yeah, so they're sequoia. And I have this beautiful phlox that I bought. I'll put a picture here. I really wanted to show it to you guys when it was in bloom, but I didn't get around to potting it up. And now it looks raggedy, but it's perennial. It'll be pretty again. Just wait and see. I'm going to divide it anyway when I pot it up. So we're not going to really go over to camellia area today. So we'll just focus ourselves here in front of the deck. And you can see mint has taken over this whole bed. And I did clean this half up though, so I could move this deck box here. Recycled some pansies here. There's some columbine in there and a carex right there on the end, which really has worked to help me in a great way, because this used to pool with water and it was muddy and gross and just a mess. And then I planted him here about 1.5 years ago, and he has absorbed most of that water. This really don't look that good. But this, there is nothing like an old-fashioned hydrangea in the south, in the summer, in the shade. Let me see if it has an odor. Honestly, they don't have much of a scent to me. But I have very acidic soil. You can see by the color of this flower. If I had more alkaline, it would be pink, and then if I was neutral, it'd be purple. But I am very acidic, and so my blueberries grow great in the yard back here, and then I have moss all throughout the yard also that loves acidic soil. They're just so pretty. Maybe I should make a bouquet. Maybe I'll do that. This is the first year in the last 3 years he did not take a hard hit from a late frost. The last 2 years, he was not this pretty or big because we got those late frosts and the buds had already started to open, and so they really took a beating. I got a few flowers and it was pretty, but not like this year. It's much prettier. So when are we going to prune this? We're going to prune it as soon as it's done flowering. I didn't prune it last year, and you can tell it looks a little wonky, but it's still gorgeous, and I still love it. Alrighty, so where should we go next? Let's look at the climbing roses. I only have 2 because I have limited space. You see the cement is growing crazily here. Just relocated that a couple months ago, maybe. There's a butterfly. Oh. This is a purple climbing rose. It smells really good. It's really pretty. This is a little hottie spot for Tonto back here under the roses. So yeah, that's Tonto's little hidey spot there. And I think I forgot to show you guys this tiered planter. It's just Impatiens, Cranesbill, and Astilbe. It looks like a white Astilbe there. Okay, we got more mint. I've got mint I've been putting in the backyard in containers. Strawberries. This is actually a rose, but it looks like a planter full of mint. And I think that rose has probably had it. That was my Dolly Parton rose. Here is another climbing rose. I'll put a picture here because I just cut all the dead flowers off. Well, most of them. It's a beautiful raspberry swirl, I think is the name of it. All right, and then we've got Jeffrey's Memorial. So I've got a lot of forget-me-nots growing, some creeping phlox that has died back, some freesia that's starting to open. Do not think those will be a perennial here. They're an annual for me. They really need full sun, and when I planted them, it was full sun. But now that the trees have all filled in, it is not full sun anymore. But yeah, Sweet Jeffrey is buried here. And then the back side of this bed, we've got those blueberry shrubs. I did put my netting on this weekend. Got some more mint. Got my artichoke here. It's a purple artichoke. I'm going to let it flower. You can see the raspberries. I picked them twice. Just, quarter cup, third of a cup each time. I think if I come out here tonight or in a little bit, I'll probably get more. Also has my netting on it. Oh, that was for a cat I had when I was a kid. She was the best girl cat, and then Jeffrey was the best boy cat I've ever had. So here we go. The blackberry bed is covered with netting, and hopefully those fruits will plump up and turn colors here soon. I don't know why, but Tonto's eating grass. Guess his belly's upset because he has been the one digging in this bed. So I worked on this bed, and then Tonto has been over here digging like crazy. I don't know if he's chasing a lizard or a toad or a snake. I need to work on it though and fix it up. But different things I put in here. Coneflower, corbels, Astilbe from a bare root, some columbine to watch where I walk because Tonto goes to the bathroom here. Yeah, another corbel, some more Astilbe, empty pot waiting for something special. My poor lilac, I have not potted it up. I know I said I was going to, and then I didn't. I'm so sorry. Oh, poor lilac. All right, more corbels, more Astilbe. You can see there's a white and a purple. And then that Japanese fern, regular autumn ferns, I think. Columbine, perennial geranium or cranesbill, more corbels, more ferns, more Astilbe. Here is the back side of the blueberry bed with sequoia. Yeah, those raspberries covered. And remember, we're going to talk about the tomatoes and peppers and eggplants in a separate video. Ooh, but I see some flowers. Yay. This is Glacier. My red bee balm right here is getting ready to bloom. I really don't like it in this location. I should probably pull it out. It does get powdery mildew, which could be a problem if it spreads over here. Here's another view of the deck. I have 3 shorter dwarf kind of blueberries here I need to cover. Some alpine strawberry. Then I've got, looks like some chamomile from last year came back. This bed needs to get cleaned up, but I've got some tomatoes over in here too. This poor little guy. I think this is called Legend. He's a dwarf, and I don't know where to put him, so I just put him there. Hopefully Tonto doesn't destroy him. My fairy rose did bloom, and it was so pretty. And now it is gonna bloom again, but all of these buds look ugly when they're dying. Oh, look, you get to see the red bee balm. Tonto, what are you doing? He likes to look for peas, because I try to grow peas here, and he loves peas. I can't grow peas in the backyard because he eats them all. Hey, Tonto. I got this planter ready for the lilac. I got more alpine strawberries here. I should come and pick some of these. They look really good. The 2 blueberry shrubs I have for the deer, not the deer, the birds. And they're getting close. They're starting to blush and turn a little bit blue. All right, Tonto. All right. I never got over here to clean up the Canterbury bells, so they're laying on the ground, as is the phlox. That needs to get cut back. I think I'll let these seed, though. I think I'll let the Canterbury bells make a seed and drop them, so we'll have some more plants, more strawberries for ground cover. Look at this guy. He's getting eaten alive. This is a hardy hibiscus coneflower. My passion fruit vine is looking really pretty. And this knockout rose was looking pretty, but now it's starting to fade. The blooms are starting to fade. And then Tonto's over here trying to make a mess. Hey, back. No. Sit and listen. Can you be a good boy? Good. That's a good boy. Yeah, that's a good boy. Okay, let's see. I've got some red cabbages. I'll keep this one. I don't know. I'll probably pull this one. Probably pull these 2 because they've gotten really decimated by probably cabbage loopers, but it could be slugs. It could be earwigs. I've even seen grasshoppers already, and they're just so scary. I don't even try to capture them or kill them or touch them. They're just very scary. Oh, got some cucumber there in the back. And these are the kohlrabis I tried to save that had leaf miners. So I saved them. They took to the transplant okay, but then they started getting eaten by, whatever's eating these guys over here. Same pattern. But this cabbage looks pretty good. I should probably treat this head, start putting some BT, maybe a little diatomaceous earth. Got some peppers here. This is already flowered. It's done. It was so pretty. Maybe I'll put a picture there. Okay, you can see the deck. This is Powwow coneflower. It's white. It's so pretty. I think there's another one that kind of, there's a new one. Some more polka dot plant. The forget-me-not has, it's done, but it's starting to put out seeds. Okay, so we are almost done, which is good because I'm getting a little bit tired of talking. So some columbine that is done, but look, here are the seeds. They're in there. You can hear them. You hear them? I'll just sprinkle them down in there. Maybe we'll get some more in the same location. And then I'll harvest the rest of those later. The walkway is just corbels interplanted with some impatiens. See if I can find some. Maybe they're not getting enough sun. Well, there they are. They look pretty good. They're just little and cute. And I do have cucumbers here. And I have to cover them with these wire thingies I get from Dollar Tree because Tonto likes to lay right here. I'm going to put edamame in this bed or bush bean. I've got my green peppers here, California Wonder. There's one last cabbage. Let's go inside so we can have a closer look. Here's that planter that I worked on a few weeks ago. snapdragon, petunia. This is phlox that I cut back. You can tell where I cut it 2 weeks ago. There's new growth. So that's good. And there's a corbel there too. Oh, and this is what the seeds look like if you let it seed. They'll dry, and once they're nice and dry, you can save the seeds or sprinkle them for more babies. More corbels, more tom, miniature rose, beautiful impatiens. This is where I left off yesterday's garden tour. We looked at everything in the front yard, including all these little vegetable things here. I made up some fertilizer, so I'll be doing that later today. And we've got a pepper. So we're going to enter what I call the raised bed area. Eggplant. You can see the carrots are flowering. They're so pretty. I really love them so much. They attract the parasitic wasps that help with your hornworm control. Wow, look at all this nutgrass. That will need to come out immediately. Ace 55 there, but look at this beautiful Sunfinity sunflower. Geranium Kiss, interplanted with rose moss. And a snapdragon that has finished blooming. I need to cut off those dead flower heads. Some personal size watermelons. And I moved this out here. I might get in trouble from the HOA. Let's hope not. I think that this is indigo blue. This poor little eggplant, I don't know if he's going to make it. So now we're entering the raised bed area. Right, Tonto? And I just have to climb over a bag of mulch and some carrots. Here is a cantaloupe. I think it's Minnesota midget. Here are some more blossoms. And that's the last broccoli of the year. And it looks rough, like it's already flowering, so, or producing that pattern of what a flower will look like. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull him. Pepper, tomato back there, lemon balm. I've got a bunch of patio peach babies that I've been digging up for the last year and a half in containers for our future house. This is the one and only squash that might actually do something for me this spring. All the others, no good, no good. All these are cherry tomatoes, medium-sized tomatoes, and one cantaloupe. I'm gonna succession plant the Minnesota midget cantaloupe and put another seed right here. And I don't know, maybe I'll do like one and then two, and then 2 weeks later, number 3. My big boy tomatoes, we'll talk about those in another video. So here we are, back here at the pepper bed. You can see I have not put down the rest of that cypress mulch yet. And it's because I need to mulch with the black mulch this back area by the sky pencils. I do have dwarf tomatoes interplanted between them. Okay, I think it's time to take these off of some of these guys. You can see they need some help. They need some help. And then my cabbage. This will be the one and only cabbage that overwintered from 2023 into 2024. And I'm going to go ahead and just harvest it and see if that will help with some of this pest pressure here on this green pepper that was overwintered. This is a total mess, but it's a trap crop is what I've been using this for. It just looks horrible, don't it? Alrighty, so that's it. That is my backyard garden tour. So it's pretty laid back. Oh, I forgot to show you the Swiss chard. Yep, that's going to produce about 5 million seeds. There's a yellow and there's a red. I'm sure that they're cross-pollinated. I don't really care what color I get, so I'll definitely save the seeds. And so that is my backyard and raised bed garden tour area for May, the end of May. It's like May 28th. and maybe it's the 29th. And that's all. So I will talk to you guys very soon. This is Roman chamomile. It looks like it's getting ready to flower. I actually think I'm going to move this out after it flowers. I don't really like it here. I don't know why I put it there, but I think I'm going to move it. A few little carrots there. Alright guys, well I hope you guys are having a great gardening week, and I will talk to you really soon. Bye.